All right, what's going on, everyone? It's Chris here, Better Investing. Happy Saturday. Today is April 4th, 2026. Let's go ahead and get that weekly recap out of the way today. Nice, not a bad looking candle here on the weekly chart. First time, last week we kind of tapped into this 50 week. First time we've done so since we kind of V bottomed off of the liberation crap. But we're not fully out of the woodworks. I mean, we do have that moving average crossed over on the 9 and the 20, the weekly. And pretty much just traded within this candle's range. I guess really quickly looking here at the daily, I kind of drew this out. I mean, we're kind of like this channeling up. I would say. I wouldn't say like we're like wedging. I don't know if I really see that. Yeah, I don't really see like the wedging look here. Yeah, I don't really see a wedging look. I really don't even have a really clear like up line or bottom line. I mean, I don't really have a line. There's not really like a channel here really. I'm just kind of like trying to connect this here and see how long it stays. But anyway, I think last Friday or last week we talked about you got some of a little bit, you got somewhat of a trend extension, right? Towards the downside. You can get those trend extensions to the upside, or you get kind of disconnected away from like really like the 20 and the EMA 9. Whatever your preference is, the EMA 8, whatever. It's very similar. We kind of tapped that these last 2 days. So the high from Thursday was 658, and same thing high from Friday 658. Pretty much around the same spot, 658.20. Um, I mean, it'll be nice to kind of see us have a nice day coming in maybe Monday. I know people are talking about maybe Monday's a follow through day if we get a 1% move or so on elevated volume, and I'll put us back above the 200 if we get around a 1% move. So we can wait and see what happens there. Now I got some thoughts. I'll make mention of that once it's time to get there. Looking here at the daily, I mean the hourly. I mean, you can just kind of see it's just it's been a strong downtrend right now. We're just kind of retesting into those moving averages, and we could pop back over this 662. Right, we can still put in a lower high, below 674. Um, could be the case, but I think right now what you're watching is seeing like, it's Fridays or Thursdays lows gonna hold really. Like, is this area right here? I think we can kind of mark this out. This area right here gonna hold. Let's do this. It kind of lines up almost. Like if we're gonna pull back, like do we kind of hold here, put in a higher low? I do not know. I'm not here to be a fucking genie. I just kind of just interpret price action. All right, looking at QQQ really quickly. Quickly QQQ. Going here to the weekly again. Starting here with the weekly. Weekly very similar price action. Inside undercut Fridays. I mean, last week's candles kind of finished inside. Still have that moving average crossover. First time we touched the 50 week. Well, I mean, last week, but we're still right here trying to finish 50 weeks since we kind of V bottom from last year. Looking here at the daily, very similar. It's a very similar look right now. Again, we talked about it last week. Trend extension away from the EMAs. Now we're kind of tapping back into to those. Kind of testing like the bottom of this base right here that we were holding. Right, like kind of here, like when we close, yeah, we kind of wicked over here. Probably grab some liquidity, wherever people like to talk about, before we kind of proceed and cascade it lower into four red days in a row. Um, Now we're just kind of retracing that move. Market doesn't just move straight down. Market doesn't move just straight up. It kind of retraces and kind of establishes things, but still below the 200 day. I mean, for this to get back above the 200 day based off of the close today or the close on Friday, about a 1.5%, maybe about a 2% move or so to get back above that. So if we kind of get that day, on some elevated volume, I think you'll start hearing people saying that that's a follow through day. It confirms a follow through day, and then like I don't know if it's that day low or the previous day low that needs to hold. Whew, said a lot. All right, IWL really quickly. IWO, excuse me. No, kind of sat here, held. Let's go back to the weekly really quickly. IWM kind of back to like this previous breakout area from 2024, 2021, right? Kind of retested these all-time highs, right? Breaked out, retest, hammer candle, right? Showing the buyers are definitely here. Moving average haven't necessarily crossed over. Um, I don't know really what I see here. It kind of resembles what I saw on QQQ and SPY. We're like, all right, now that we're below, the 50. Like, how long do we stay below the 50? Before this starts to cascade down, right? Like very similar to what we saw before on the QQQ and SPY, like where it just like traded sideways below the 50. Not the same type of chop look here, but I don't really see anything that really like grabs my attention here. Honestly, I don't really see a lot of shit across the market. But that's something else. Silver, yeah, whatever. Do what you want with silver. I don't know. It's died. It's in, like the volume's done died. I don't know. I don't really see this. I don't know. I don't see anything. I need to see a big move and kind of see like is this going to be like trading again like something crazy? Like right now, it's just not really putting in that volume it was doing. I guess what we can do is, let's be respectful and look at the weekly. Yeah, nothing there. Let's go to silver. I'm gonna probably get rid of this. I just track these two. Yeah, don't really see anything. All right. I go look at Max. Max, hasn't made a high since back here from October. AMAs are already crossed over below the 50 week, inside week here. It goes back to the question like, does the market go higher without big stocks participating? I just don't know. This is a little lagging from like what you see on QQQ, and there's kind of been death to a lot of these Max stocks in these charts. The best one that's out there really is kind of like maybe this Apple probably looks the best out of all of them. Let me see. Nothing really over on the trade. I know. I don't know. I know this is not part of the max, but I kind of like keeping in that same bucket. It's a pretty big, market cap. But it doesn't belong in the max. But this one had a crazy day yesterday. But again, I don't really see the setup here. I guess if it gets above 220, if you want to be a breakout trader, then fine, be my guess. But I don't know if this is a breakout environment. Amazon, you see this. I think I'm not even gonna go to the weeklies no more. Just across the board. There's just not a lot of good looking, no market like big market like mega cap type of stocks that like really look good unless you're just trying to play a rebound. I know Netflix. I'm still in Netflix from like 70 something. I got down here. I'm actually looking to probably sell a cover call. If it breaks over 100, I'll probably sell like the 110s or 120s. See what happens there. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's probably a good spot. But if you're looking for a trade, this looks like if you want to be another breakout guy below the 200, maybe this could pop. I don't know. I guess you just be looking at this action here. Right, might be some day traders in that, some zero DT traders in that, right? I just want to kind of pump that up, and you probably grab some shares and have a relatively lower risk. More capital, but lower risk in terms of like maybe catching a move. Oracle dog shit. Palantir broke out of this little sideways action and high, kind of retesting here. Nothing really here that I can see that I would trade. Tesla really disconnected from what was going on in the market. I know they had the delivery numbers. Just a straight downtrend. You could play a pop maybe if you see a green candle on the daily, right? But what are we talking about here? It's kind of overshot the all-time highs back here briefly, and it's subsequently just rolled over. Go look at Bitcoin. I think had Bitcoin up Friday. I wasn't doing nothing, but look at that. This is the weekly, done nothing, went sideways. There's no even a point to like even like talk about this. Like, what has it done? Hasn't done anything. I don't know if I looked at Dow industrial average. I had this 451 lined up from where? Okay, from back here. Previous all-time highs from 2024. We broke a retest right here. We broke a retest again. So that's interesting to kind of see some of those industrials. Dow Jones, transportation. This doesn't look good. I don't care. I'm just when I say it doesn't look bad, I'm just looking at the moving averages. But yeah. What else is there to do? All right, let's go look at sectors really quick. Here's IBB. Um, Crazy Strong Dre. I think that was like Tuesday or so. I know like people were talking about it. It was just Tuesday, yeah. Gapped up, wicked off, gapped down. I mean, not. I mean, let's start again. Let's start with the weeklies. Not the worst weekly here. I mean, right, it's a big move up, kind of paused down, being kind of traded sideways. Maybe it's kind of putting in that first like significant higher low. All right, if you wanted to kind of get long here, but I mean, it's not. It's a one-on-one risk to reward right now to back up here, so don't really see that. IGV. I mean, this thing just hasn't really established itself off the bottom yet. I mean, you have a clear area where like if you were trying to like bounce this. I mean, you have a clear spot where like, all right, if it breaks here, I'm out. Right, you're risking like $4. I mean, the risk to reward is here on that. I can see that, but I mean, you're not going against. I mean, you're going against the trend. Real estate, really interesting. Transportation, I think we kind of already talked about that. IYZ, this is a new one I added. This is Telecom. This thing actually looks really fucking good. And we'll get to some of those fiber optic stocks I think I was looking at. KRE, I mean, KRE, let me go back to KRE. And this is your regional banks. I mean, higher lows, I guess you can say. Hasn't made a new high since 2021. All right, you got higher highs and higher lows like in this trend. Like this is still trending up for the most part. I would say that like this weekly is definitely still trending up. Hasn't really kind of broke, right? Like if we go to like SPY, let's go look at SPY. Right? I don't even know what the fuck. Like, you can't even draw a clear trend line like this. Whatever this was doing, like this thing didn't just roll. It looked like a Nike check. I keep telling people that. Like when you look at like this, it looks like a Nike check. I'm going backwards, I know, but like it looks like a fucking like what does a Nike check look like? I forget which way is it. Is it this way? I don't know. It's like that, right? Right. It looks like a Nike check. I don't know. That's what it kind of looks like. Anyway, let's get back to what we were doing. We were looking at I think we were in here. All right, here's communications. I mean, a lot of these things are just still below their 200-day moving average. Energy kind of pulled back on the daily here. Kind of stopping right here at the 20. We'll talk about that in a second. Financials. I mean, kind of just a downtrend here on a daily. You can just easily see it. AXR. This is aerospace and defense. Pull back to the 200. Right, kind of like I guess almost flagging right here into the 20 a little bit. Like you flip your chart over, you can probably see a little bit better. Let's go here. I don't really have a lot to say about the market, honestly. I mean, like I know that like people was like, oh, no, the market was up, with what happened on Thursday with the gap down and how high oil got, but I mean, one day doesn't really define anything, right? I mean, the same people were saying like, "Oh, VIX was red this week when the market was going down, like signal that okay, the bottom is in." Like one day doesn't mark anything because we eventually like gap down, a couple of days later. I mean, you just pay attention to it, but I think for me, I try to stay out of the whole macro picture shit because I think no, I was like a macro guy, man. Come 2020, you couldn't tell me shit. That's all I wanted to know. But that shit doesn't help you trade. But the one thing I'm thinking about right now, I think it's a thought that I'll hold loosely is that, I mean, with what's going on with the whole situation with oil, I mean, it's going to be hard for me to kind of see how the market really like shrugs off, 100 plus dollars for oil, for crude oil, maybe 110, 120, and that's not a significant problem for the market. Just understanding how, those oil outputs, how those seep into other things, right? In terms of food costs, travel and leisure and things like that. And really, the question is if this does, continue to, um, you know, extend, right? This period of extended oil or elevated layers of oil, elevated prices in oil, there's probably that this would creep into earnings. Maybe not this quarter, but the subsequent quarter, it could creep into earnings. The market is forward looking. It has pulled back. Those stocks have pulled back, so maybe I don't know. Maybe they're looking at that. Maybe they're already pricing that in. So. But it's a thought that I had. I don't know if the market's going to just hoover back to 700 on SPY. I don't know. I mean, this is like the area where you think like the market's going to like bear market. Then like this rally should probably fade. Really, I wouldn't say soon, but you should see this rally fade. Like this would be like that first leg of that rally. Just go back to it really quickly, like, cause I mean, really, if you think about it, like this is the chop we were in, and then we kind of broke it. Right, this is like your leg down, I would say, and now you're kind of getting that snapback. And I don't know how 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 high this leg can go, right? Because like, I guess is like where do you start this leg at? Do you start it here, right? Because we just continue to make lower lows and lower lows and lower lows and lower lows, and then we kind of snap back, right? So like how high could this go for it to kind of then start rolling over again, right? So it's a really tough scenario I can see here, right? We kind of had this leg down, and now we're starting to rally back. And I want to say like there's nothing to say that this rally can't go back up to 675 and then maybe roll, right? There's nothing to say that, right? There's nothing to say that it can't go back up to here and then starts to roll, right? And you still have a sequence of, a lower high. But I don't clearly see a direction here. Um, to the upside, it's just not as clear. I mean, maybe another day or two I kind of see it, but at the same time, there's just not a lot of charts that I would think. I think there would be more charts or more sectors that I could like say, okay, well this looks good, and you're just not seeing that across the board with these with the sectors. I don't see the sectors that look good. Again, that can change very quickly, but time and tell. XLP, I'm not even going to go back to the autos. All right, so what I did was, excuse me, I started looking at some of the stuff that was kind of like making a move. This AXTI is an interesting one. I think it's on the weekly. I kind of think it held the 9 or just kind of undercut it. Yeah, kind of just held the weekly 9 here. I don't really see a clear setup maybe here. Maybe if we go to like an hourly, if you're trying to, maybe this is gonna, maybe this is kind of like being a defense spot. If we could maybe, do something like this, right, and then kind of hold back here at the 20. I mean, it kind of held the 20 right here. I mean, it kind of held I think this is the 9. What is this? That was the 20. It kind of held the 20 right here. Um, Shit, you don't really got a bad spot right here. If you want to kind of play this hourly spot, right? It did kind of breach that. It probably gaps up on Monday though. But anywhere in here, like you can probably get a nice little risk area, right, to kind of see if you can take this back higher. Um, yeah, something to think about. I need to make sure I got this on my one watch list. All right. Anything else here? I mean, there's not a lot of good looking charts that I see out there. There's some good there's some stocks out there, but I mean, again, it's like you're playing with the wind towards your back, almost. This BE is kind of retesting the bottom of this like base that it kind of was fucking trading in. I don't know how you even figure out like what's the clear spot here. Like I just kind of like drew this. I was like, all right, that looks good. It looks like a solid area, and right now it's kind of sitting right there. Um, yeah, I don't really see a whole bunch like not a lot. I mean, I just go to like what I noticed was like looking good. AAOI, I mean, it's up 20% in a day. Like I don't know, you're gonna definitely want to kind of see a pullback if you kind of momentum trade this higher. Did kind of hold back here into this gap area. This is the day like I noticed it, and I did draw this out right that day. I did notice that. I was like, that looks interesting. I didn't pay attention to it on Thursday, and then well, that's Wednesday, and then Thursday had that crazy move. This cohort doesn't look too bad. Um, no, nice little area. I think I would want to kind of see it maybe trade a little tighter. I don't know. I don't really see a definitive spot. Again, I don't want to buy the breakout. GLW does not look bad. ASTS, no, kind of has a look to it. I mean, there's some stuff here, and I mean, this doesn't look that good. I'm not gonna hold it. GS, no, this doesn't look that good either. I don't know why the fuck these are on here. These like already went actually. Like Planet Lab, that was crazy. I was not expecting this. Like after this dump here, I thought, oh, that's probably. I mean, it's not really a kill shot. Like even look at the volume. The volume's not really a kill shot. You don't have like a candle like this either. Like you do kind of up here. Yeah, that's a crazy move. I don't know if those like rockets are kind of like front running the SpaceX IPO or whatever. But yeah, I don't really have a bunch of shit that I like. Yeah, don't even pay attention to this list, honestly. I mean, this Dell doesn't look bad. You probably should already be in it right here at 171. If we stop at lower day. Yeah, we can probably leave that alone. Yeah, man. I'm honestly, I don't have much. I mean, like, what the fuck? Like, maybe what does GEV look like? Um, doesn't look good. I mean, I was like, no, this MU and I think SNDK. Now again, I faded this the week before. I don't know what I really see here anymore. I mean, this is still your high, your spot. I don't know. I mean, there's a chance it can look back into the previous all-time high at 725 and roll back over. But this thing has a $56 ATR, so I mean, you can easily just overshoot this spot too. Right? I mean, $56. I mean, fuck. I mean, I can be all the way up here, back up here to these previous highs. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. I'm definitely in the camp of I don't know shit right now. I don't really see a whole. I don't see a whole lot of like things I want to kind of buy. But I've been that way for a little while now with this market. Not really wanting to kind of get long and swing. Um, Mostly just been in my day traders bag, which is fine for me. Some people can't fucking do it. Some people say it's bullshit, but whatever. Do what works for you. Um, everyone wants to like be this fucking next um, fucking market wizard. I just want to make money. Like, that's all I care about. I just like I'm moving my account. That's all I care about. I don't give a fuck about trying to be the next great trader and being some fucking book or people looking up to me. Like, I just want to just make money, continue to make money, and doing what works. But yeah, I mean, there's not a ton of there's I mean, I don't know. This is like my master watch list. Usually like when I can't find shit on here, and I don't really even look at crypto right now. When I can't find shit on here, it's like it tells me everything I need to know. I really gotta go I really gotta go searching. So, but that's it. Let's do some searching. All right, got my little stock scanner. Um, let's just go here. Let's go EMA's below price. All right, we can just go ahead and save that. All right, so this is gonna bring up the stocks that are above the EMA 9 and the 20. All right, and we can kind of start here and see what we got. Now, you got Walmart, doesn't look bad. All right, Johnson and Johnson, all right, still holding a good trend. So like if I was gonna trade things, it'd probably be shit that looks in here. I kind of look in here. Um, yeah, these would be the stocks you want to look for. These are stocks that are still above their 50, their 200. Right? These are no damn Intel. All right, so if I got this, I want to do average true range percentage. I'm gonna add that column. Take this stupid shit off. I don't care what analysts think. I don't care about this. Alright, bring this over here. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort that by descending. And now we're going to get a list of stocks that have a high ATR. They're above their 9 or 20. They're 50. And their 200-day moving average. SGML. Damn. Yeah, this is where I need to be. This is Kodak Science. God damn. I remember fucking saying this thing's been. It's really respected technicals, and then it didn't, and then it gaps up. Holy shit! What was the gap up for? I gotta find out what this news was. Interesting. Yeah, this is probably where I need to be to kind of find like what's moving. I mean, I'm not a big bio guy, but what the fuck is this? These be my little sneaky plays. I don't ever tell nobody. I just fucking trying. Just need a 15 back here. Really wiki though. Really, really wiki. Alright, I might need to play with this a little bit because I don't like some of the stocks that are coming up on here. A lot of bios. What does this weekly look like? I'm really pissed about this, man. I've been fucking looking at this forever. These are the stocks that are working. Someone was talking about plug. I mean, I can see it, but man, it's just a nasty stock. What happened on this? People are looking at bios. What's that one buy I was talking about from a BMNR? No, BNMR. Hello? Yeah. Alright, I'm about to go get her now. I was just joking. Okay. Okay. Alright. Bye. I forgot that stock I was talking about. I think it was. What the fuck was it? I put it in the chat before. I want to know how it's doing. I haven't followed up on it lately. Um, all right, hold on, guys. I gotta go find this stock. Maybe I can find it by from. Here it is. What's the name of this? See what this done. Bio. That's what it's called. BMR. I kept fucking this up. Ah, dead. Did do this. Now it's dead. All right, I did all that just to see a shitty stock. Um, Man, I look at like what I post in like my like the Discord chat I am like I went back and look at all like the contribute. Man, I've been posting some shitty. I mean, they just haven't worked. That's why I like, man, I'm just gonna stick to like day trading. Like my swings that I mentioned, a lot of them just not a lot of continuation. I haven't really posted that many this year, but like I went back and looked. I was like, ugh, that looked nasty. Almost like anything I say in that chat, they go to grain of salt, people. All right. I know what does this do? What did this do? I remember I did talk about this. I did say this TIGI. I don't know if I threw it in the contributors chat, but see, I did talk about this. I think I talked about it like right around here or somewhere. Yeah, yeah, I mentioned it here. This is clean as fuck. All right, you buy here, you stops here. You know, your target's back up to 75. You take some off, and now you're just trailing. That motherfucker was clean. So I did. Okay, I take it back. You know, I gave some bangers here and there. I wouldn't say bangers. Let's not say bangers. All right. But yeah, I mean, like you see my fucking chart list right now. It's just I don't know. I'm not really seeing the stocks. I know people have been talking about this ACAM. I mean, it does look good. This Twilio was interesting. Like you seeing like this, like these fucking wicks. Like it's just trading sideways, dumped down to the 200, and just like quickly reclaimed. Almost like someone's accumulating it to fucking buy it out. It gives me that look. Oh, I think it. I think this. I don't know if it was this Delta. This Delta. Yeah, this Delta. I mean, mm, it's one of those things you gotta take the fucking. You gotta take those off. You're risking like $4. I'm gonna take this back higher. What's that SPHR? I think it is the sphere. This thing has still been mooning, right? Did it reverse yet? Nope. I can remember this candle here. This thing just fucking continuing to go. Just looking through here, really like any stocks that like I know or at least heard of. Damn, A10. Yeah, I swear, like eBay. I don't know. Like eBay and Best Buy are like two of the most confusing stocks I see out there. Like, I just don't understand how the fuck this stock hasn't died. Where did this jazz go? Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to just check out, go ahead and check out. Cause I really don't have shit. I'm just looking and not much. Yeah, I mean these are not really the stocks I trade. They're stocks I'm even fucking familiar with trading. I don't even know how they fucking move. I don't even know what the spreads are like. Do all this looking, right? You do all this looking, and then you fucking the market opens up, and you fucking 90 cent spreads on a $30 stock. Right? You're like, oh, what the fuck? Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I mean, I'll do some looking on Twitter and stuff like that. See what anyone else is looking at, and I'll take a look at it, see if I think it looks good as well. But I don't know, people. I really don't see it. I don't know. Like you shouldn't have to struggle to find good setups to the upside. So, um, for me, I think EMA's above price. This is let me go save. Go here. All right, so EMA's above price. We go on this one. Let me go ahead and take this stupid shit off. All right, like these are the stocks I would want to see above the EMA 9 and the 20. Like you see these stocks. Like, okay, I've traded these before. Right, and these stocks are falling on my scanner that are below the 9, the 20, and the 200. I don't and the 50. Like, I don't want to see these stocks on here. Like, I know a lot of these stocks, right? You guys do as well. Mastercard, Visa, Tesla, Procter and Gamble, HD, GE, T-Mobile. ISRG, Uber, Lowe's, Stryker, Appian. Like, the list goes on, right? Sherman Williams, 3M, Royal Caribbean. Like, those other stocks I was fucking. I don't even fucking know those stocks. I don't have no idea what those stocks are. I don't know what they do. That plays a part for me. At least knowing a little bit about the fucking company or something. All right, add this on here. Take this over here. All right, now we're gonna go descending. I'm gonna click save. Was someone just talking about this TE? God damn. TE's got smoked. Oh. I think everything just froze, so that might be my sign. Oh, SMCI. I think this is something you look for. I would say I'm looking for a short here. Um, Either back into this bottom of this base if it wants to get there. Honestly, if it gets all the way there, I probably would not be interested in it because I'm like, how the fuck did it not go back down since then? I don't know if I'd even be interested there. Um, Kind of like a pocket. It's like that pocket, but like this right here, like that news that came out, the DOJ investigation, like this flagging right here, like is almost a hit right here. It's almost a hit. Like it's almost a hit. If like you're not really even risking much back above 24. I do like that. Like look at it this way, really quickly. Look at that. Fucking base flagging into the EMAs. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Um, I throw this in the chat, get people like, holy shit, what is that? Holy shit. Best stock. Best looking stock in the market. All right, folks, that's all for me. Peace. God bless.